Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, picture this. Two totally opposite worlds smashing together with just total, unapologetic force. On one side, you've got the cold, calculated, razor-sharp precision of electronic music. On the other, the raw, bleeding, chaotic rebellion of punk rock. Today, we are deconstructing European electro punk. And let me tell you, this is a genre that absolutely does not ask for your attention. It demands it. We're going to use the stark evidence from our source material to really map out how this brutal collision sounds, where it lives, and, why it hits so incredibly hard.
So what actually happens when machines meet punk rage? Well, the answer isn't just random noise. It's more like a highly engineered sonic weapon. Electropunk literally wires this visceral anti-establishment fury straight into the mainframe. It's such a fascinating evolution, and as we'll see, Europe has absolutely become the undeniable proving ground for this, frankly intense musical mutation.
And here's the thing, this modern resistance, it doesn't just breed in those dark, sweaty basement clubs anymore. The underground has gone completely digital. We're looking at Wikipedia categories being rigorously debated, and Reddit threads actively hunting down niche terms like techno-punk or rave punk. It's kind of the ultimate irony, right? The rawest anti-establishment DIY ethos is now being meticulously cataloged on internet forums. It's being built track by track, link by link.
All right, so to really define it, electropunk is exactly this. It's the brutal collision of electronic body music, the classic DIY punk ethos, and big beat. It's absolutely crucial that we understand these three pillars. Think of it like this. You have the heavy, industrial, stark thump of EBM. You have that do-it-yourself, anti-corporate attitude of punk, and you mix in the explosive, stadium-shaking rhythm of big beat. Fused together, they create the raw DNA of the bands we're about to deconstruct.
Section 1, Pioneers and Giants, the undeniable heavyweights who laid down the blueprint for this aggressive sound.
Look, you simply cannot talk about this genre without bringing up Die Krupps. These German pioneers, they didn't just casually mix genres. No, they forged them together like cold, hard steel. We're talking heavy electronic body music, the crushing weight of industrial metal, and a really fierce punk ethos all mashed together. Die Krupps essentially built the industrial strength foundation that so many other European acts would eventually stand on. Section 2. Politics, Class, and Satire. How this sound mutated to attack modern life using both biting humor and raw fury. And this mutation is incredibly stark. Just look at this contrast. On one side, from the UK, you have Sleaford Mods, representing this bleak, concrete reality. It's all minimalist, aggressive electronic loops backing these spoken word rants on class warfare. Then, on the complete flip side, Rush's Little Big takes the exact opposite approach. They are this absurd, bombastic, high BPM viral sensation dressed up as a satirical rave. I mean, you literally have a grumpy guy spitting truths over a minimal beat versus a maximalist, neon-soaked Russian rave. They are two completely different weapons, but with identically lethal execution.
Section 3. The Underground Hardcore Resistance. Stepping away from the viral sensations to look at the unrelenting underbelly of the European scene.
When we actually map this resistance across the continent, it really reveals how regional environments forge completely distinct sonic weapons. We're talking everything from the undisputed big beat stadium giants of the Prodigy in the UK, down to Farblind's explosive rave rock over in Denmark. Then you swing over to Egotronic's highly political club punk in Berlin, all the way to Apparatchik, who are just sweating it out in Serbia with this fierce, synth-infused DIY punk. Honestly, this map is completely covered in stark, brutal soundscapes. Section 4. The Enduring Punk Ethos. The one common thread that binds this entire subculture together.
And that thread? It's one pulse. Seriously, if you take nothing else away from this explainer, remember that. Because whether you're looking at the Prodigy commanding a massive, sprawling festival crowd, or you're watching Apparatchik sweating it out in a tiny, fierce Belgrade underground basement, the core energy is exactly the same. Sure, synths and drum machines might have largely replaced cheap guitars, but that uncompromising anti-establishment pulse, it remains completely, entirely unbroken.
In fact, this exact phrase pulled from our source material perfectly distills everything we've been talking about. Aggressive punk energy with electronic distortion. I mean, talk about hitting the nail on the head, right? That is the magic formula. That's exactly how you take the raw rage of the past and reformat it for the future.
So, it leaves us with a pretty massive question. In a digital age, what is the future of DIY resistance? We've seen firsthand how this music thrives on Reddit boards just as much as it does in gritty underground clubs. When the underground moves entirely online, how does that punk ethos evolve next? Well, I'm going to let you chew on that for a bit. Thanks so much for joining me to deconstruct the source material today. I really hope this explainer gave you a clear structural understanding of the European electropunk collision. Keep exploring.